I'm going off my time.
And you can reset them and they all change.
They're not atomic clocks, huh?
All right, everyone, it is now 7 o'clock and we're going to go ahead and get started. Today is Thursday, July 10th, 2025, and we are here for the City Council meeting. Debbie, please call roll.
Here.
Todd Hester.
Here.
David Baldridge.
Here.
Karen Wiederstein.
Here.
Everyone can please stand for the pledge.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, moving on to approving tonight's agenda. Matt or council, any changes to the agenda?
No.
We do need an executive session.
We do. Yeah.
All right, any further discussion, council? All right, seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
We approve the agenda as written.
Have a second.
Second.
I have a motion by Todd, second by Karen. All in favor say aye. Carries 4-0. Moving on to approving the consent agenda. Matt, just one question.
Yes.
Just so everybody knows what it is. What is a KMGA officer designation?
Kansas Municipal Gas Association.
Okay, and we have to designate somebody to be the officer of it, and we designated Thomas because he's the one who knows how to do it, right?
Correct. Last year it was Chris. This year it's Tom.
You don't want to be?
He's welcome to.
Okay. And Thomas, you're good with the appointment?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, just wanted to double check. All right, I have no further questions. Council, do you have any questions? All right, I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second. I have a motion by Matt, second by Kendra. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries 4-0. Moving on to the communication section. Kechi civic groups or committees. Do we have any Kechi civic groups or committees other than myself? No. So, I just want to remind everybody that on July 26th, up here at City Hall in the community room, the Kechi Fair Committee will be holding an adult-only 18-plus bingo, and we will be giving out prizes. Hope it will be free for everybody to come and participate. But if you want to donate an item for us to give away so that we can have more fun, that would be great. If not, completely free, and we just hope to have you. No other civic groups. Moving on to Kechi Good News. Does any other council member have any Kechi Good News? Okay. Any from staff?
Not
Okay. I just want to recognize the Kechi Playhouse. They did receive a really nice write-up in the Wichita Eagle for their production of Charlie's Aunt. So I encourage everyone to go out and see the play. It's on for just the month. As you all know, the Playhouse changes theirs play every month for the summer, so this one is Charlie's Aunt. Those shows run Friday and Saturday nights, and Sundays are matinee. So, moving on. We have no other Kechi Good News. We'll move on to public comment. Debbie, any public comment? All right, seeing no public comment, we will close public comment for the evening. Moving on to new business. Resolution 25788, Kechi Water Conservation Rebate Program. Matt.
Mayor and Council, this is the water rebate program that we've been talking about for some time. The draft that you have in front of you pretty much mirrors what Wichita has. The only difference is that when somebody submits a rebate to us, rather than putting a credit on their water account, we will cut them a paper check. We as the city will submit that application to Wichita then for a credit on our wholesale account. The only other difference in this is that Wichita allows 5 rebates per household. This one just allows 1 per household. If we have a good response and we want to increase that next year, we can do that.
I just have one question. So this
Yes.
is basically a zero impact to the budget, fairly close to zero impact to the budget.
Right, so we will submit reimbursements for those. And the way those reimbursements will work is council is authorizing $500 as we submit those reimbursements and they are credited back to the city. We will continue to open up additional rebates, as long as it's within that $500.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
I move we adopt resolution 25-788 and authorize the mayor to sign.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Todd, second by Kendra. All in favor say aye. Carries 4-0. Moving on to 7D, PHI fees schedule discussion. Matt.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, there's a couple things we wanted to bring to you with our current fee schedule. On our current fee schedule, so let me back out just a minute. The fee schedule covers any services that the city charges for, okay? Those could be from making copies for someone, to notarizing paperwork for someone who comes in, to building permits, to court fees, a whole plethora of services that the city provides. And one of those items on the fee schedule is the rental for the community room. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. So over the last couple years, staff has noticed that during rentals, the room is being torn up. Most recently, the little box around the thermostat was pried off the wall so they could adjust the temperature in there. It's left dirty, trash cans are left full, there's things spilt on the floor, and that requires staff to go in and clean that. Now, some of the deposits help cover that cost, but what staff has noticed, specifically Debbie and Chris, is that the people who are causing that damage and not picking up their mess are non-resident folks who are not residents in the city. So our discussion tonight is to suggest to the council that we just rent the community room to residents only, and not out-of-city people. Or an option would be if we do not rent to people outside the city, or if we do, that we would increase the rental fee and the rental deposit for that to cover it. But it really seems like residents who rent the room really take care of it. They have ownership in it, they keep it clean, and you really don't have any issues at all with them.
Do we know the ratio of how many residents versus non-residents we
Oh, gosh.
have?
We
Or-
could.
I'm just trying to see what
Not off
what that ratio is and how that would affect.
I didn't look at it.
I'm more interested to support, I know I have no vote in this, but I'm more interested to advocate for the increased rental for outside residents instead of just taking away that option. I mean, I don't know how that would impact like community meetings, like if we have different organizations or whatever who wants to come in and use that room because it's bigger or whatever, that it's just a thought. It's a nice space, and yes, I wanna keep it clean, but I also don't wanna take that option away.
Okay.
I think we talked about leaving organizations.
Yeah, the other part of that discussion would be is we did talk just this week, Chris brought it up, of still allowing nonprofit or not-for-profit organizations the opportunity to rent that room if we did make changes to it. So churches, scout-type organizations, other nonprofit organizations to still be able to rent that.
So when we have damages in the building, do we return the deposit or do we keep the deposit?
We do not. A lot of times, those damages will exceed what that deposit is.
I would advocate for an increase in the deposit for those outside of the city, with maybe the exception to not-for-profits.
Okay.
Just food for thought.
Sure.
My thoughts are the community room is for the Kechi community, and it's primarily designed for the residents of Kechi. And they should take priority over any outside group. There is the potential for income by renting it to outside groups. But I would also advocate that if we rent it to an outside group, that we have to make it well worth our while to do it. With a larger deposit, larger rental rates. I don't wanna penalize the Kechi residents.
Sure.
I don't wanna penalize those in our community, for the damage that's being done. But I think we need to increase it to where we make it well worth our while. But I don't think we wanna close it off completely, because then you limit yourself.
Do we
Just my
have,
thoughts.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Another issue may be that an outside entity or group, rents and then a citizen doesn't have the opportunity to rent. Do you
Yeah.
think that occurs frequently?
There are those times, yeah, when we have residents come in to rent and it's already rented out, and it may be from someone without, outside the city. I can't say it's on a consistent basis, but I know it's happened before.
Mhm.
And my thoughts go back and forth because I want our residents to get,
Well, that's what it's here for.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's for them first,
Check.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I go back and forth in my mind as to, we only rent it to Kechi residents only, but I also don't wanna limit the income off of it.
We also talked about maybe the option of if a person from outside the city wanted to rent it, maybe they would have to have a sponsor that is a resident to rent the room. We kicked around a lot of different things, to tie that connection to Kechi. But we just hate seeing our facilities get torn up by, people who have no ownership in them, and, maybe it's worth them to lose $100 or $200, not to have to pick things up or pull paint off the walls or putting sticky tape on them, or.
Yeah. Do we
whatever the
allow
case
them to
may be.
rent again if we keep their deposit?
There's been cases
Let it
where
again.
we don't let them, yeah.
Does a
I think if we rent
resident-
outside groups, we gotta make it well worth our while for that to happen.
What's that?
We've gotta make it well worth our while to make it happen if we're gonna rent to an outside group.
Okay. So kind of the resounding theme that I'm hearing is keep the non-resident rental option on there and increase those fees, specifically the deposit fee for non-resident.
Correct.
Yeah, I would communicate with Thomas as to, what are the costs, like ripping the cover off the wall and damage to painting, labor for your guys to have to fix things. So when we're considering that deposit, kind of what's worst case scenario, and calculate the deposit accordingly and the rent accordingly.
Okay.
Just my thoughts, but.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'd also like to revisit this in a year and,
Yeah.
After a great, change, and see, what the impact was. Did it work out okay?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Understood.
Just curious, what's the income off that per year, that room? Do you have any idea?
Debbie, do you know what the total income is off that?
Chris would know better than I.
We'll get those
I don't
figures.
know.
Yeah. I
It'd be
should
good to
grab
know
those- Grab those figures.
what the income is from residents and the income from outside Kechi.
We'll see if we
Look
can
at those
split those
two.
out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we can.
I think it'd be good to look at that before we make final decision on what we do.
Okay, very good. We'll bring that back to you in what we've talked about tonight.
And,
Yeah.
go ahead. No.
One of the other items on the fees, I would like to look at our permitting policy. I've heard actually from a couple residents that they've had contractors that didn't wanna do work in Kechi because they didn't want to buy a 3-year permit
Yeah.
for one job, which I understand. So I'd like to look and see if we could do that to 2 years. I think is pretty standard around most places. That's what MABCD does. But maybe that would make it a little more feasible for somebody to
Yeah.
get a one-off license.
Yeah, we need to bring our business license ordinance back to you. It's just not applicable to what we do right now.
Okay.
The way it reads is anybody doing business in Kechi needs to have a business license.
And
Yeah,
if he's
what-
talking about contractor license.
Yeah,
thinking-
contractors, but yeah, I'm
contractors,
talking
but
about
I was thinking
business
of with
too,
a
so.
3-year requirement, but
Yeah, okay,
we need the business license too.
okay. We will bring both those back to you.
Awesome. Thank you. Any further discussion, council, on this before we move forward? Okay. Moving on to item 7C, R&R revenue neutral rate, resolution. Matt?
Mayor and council, before you tonight is the revenue neutral rate. This is required by state statute that we submit to the county clerk. The revenue neutral rate, this year was calculated by the county clerk to be 34.596 mills levied from the city. We know with our current budget that is not possible. We have promised the council that we will try to maintain, and our goal is to maintain a flat mill levy of 36.79, whatever it was, this year, and that is our target for the budget this year. On the revenue neutral rate, we have to state a maximum not to exceed rate with the county. Now, that does not mean we are going to raise our mill levy to 39 mills, okay? That is a maximum that we could raise it to. We have to increase it a little bit for any variances that may fall into the budget as we get through it and down to the end. If there's any unforeseen things where maybe we need to increase it from 36 mills to 36.5 mills or 37 mills. If we state that we are only gonna levy 36 mills, we have zero variance. We cannot go over that. So in the interest of good budgeting practices, we add 3 mills to that to come up with the 39, and that is our maximum stated. But I want it to be clear and there to be no confusion that the city is not saying we are going to levy 39 mills, okay? Our target is 36.6676, wherever we're falling right now, okay?
And this is the same approach we took last year.
It is.
Not to exceed and then decide
Correct.
what we're actually gonna do.
Correct.
Any other questions, council? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Mayor and council, before you make that motion, I have an updated agenda item and resolution for you there. Later this afternoon, we had to change the hearing date on this from August 28th to September 11th to fit everybody's schedule.
Okay.
So that is the only change to it.
And it is a roll call vote.
So what's written here is incorrect, it's September 11th.
Should be on the new one. He gave you this.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
you have the correct one.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
All right.
You need a motion?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 25-787, stating the intention to exceed the revenue neutral rate and setting a public hearing regarding the same for September 11th, 2025 at 7 p.m. and authorize the mayor to sign.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Alright, roll call vote. Oh, sorry, motion by Matt, second by Todd. Roll call vote, sorry, Debbie. Matt,
Yes?
Todd,
Yes.
Kendra, yes. Gary,
Yes.
4-0, carries 4-0. Moving on to old business, we have no old business. Moving on to council reports. I have a council report, does anybody else have a council report?
I do have council report.
Karen, why don't you start?
I report from the park board.
We met Monday evening at 6 p.m. That would have been the 7th of July.
We talked a lot about our vision towards, what's the vision for the park. There was input from the public at the movie night, the last movie night in the park. And that vision has been forwarded on to the subcommittee to approach vendors and work with vendors on, how can we use the land that we have in the best possible way. So they've been tasked with that. Also, the park board talked about a lot of maintenance items, and it is their recommendation that a couple of things happen that Public Works can help us with. One of them is the removal of the bush on the north side of the berm. It's quite overgrown and wildy there. I don't think that's something that we as citizens can do on our own. It's pretty thick. And then the second item is a list of things that the park board and or citizens can complete on their own without burdening the Public Works Department so that we have ideas on what we can do during work days. It was a very good meeting. I think we were tasked and are continue to move forward, so.
We
So good meeting.
appreciate everything you're doing, yeah. And what I hear from some of the board members that I talk to is some of their real focus is helping the city with things that Public Works maybe does not need to spend their time doing, those sundry tasks over at the park of pulling weeds and different maintenance items that are easier to do and can let those guys do what they need to be doing throughout the city.
Any other council reports before I get mine? Seeing none. So I didn't have a whole lot of city meetings, mostly because 4th of July and everything in the last few weeks. But I did attend a community town hall about the new state law regarding response rates for DCF with law enforcement about when they report for abuse neglect. So this affects when DCF goes out. So if law enforcement makes a report for abuse neglect, DCF has 24 hours to respond and notify law enforcement about their contact. So I sat and listened in so that I can help our police department be able to make those responses and make them in the appropriate fashion so that if we do have those concerns here, we can make sure they're addressed quickly. This is only for law enforcement and not for all residents or all citizens. This is only for law enforcement to report, and this will be an immediate response, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. All right, so that was my only meeting, but I do have SCAC on Saturday, so I will report on that next time. Items I worked on, same thing as last time, so I'm not gonna go through them, just meetings and discussions about different groups and all of that. I have quite a few announcements about things coming up. Again, I wanna remind everybody about adult bingo on the 26th at 6 p.m. And it is 18 and older. Movies in the park, unless Chief has changed it and hasn't told me, July 25th at 7 p.m. and the movie is Dogman. Sunnydale Community Center is having their ice cream social and cake auction on the 26th at 6 p.m. And Kechi Farmers Market is every Thursday from 4 to 6:30 p.m. And if you're interested in being a vendor, please contact the Kechi Chamber of Commerce. That's all my report. Matt, any updates or staff reports?
Yeah, I just had a couple things. I provided council prior to the meeting with a new updated tentative schedule for the budget that will be posted on the website, so it's there for you to look at. And I also, in preparation for the budget, pulled the assessed valuation and mill levy, what other cities levy for their taxes within Sedgwick County. On the back page of this page, you will see that of all second and third class cities minus Viola, which Viola is only about 900 people, hard to compare to the other cities, that Kechi has the lowest property tax rate of any second or third class city in the entire county. Our current mill levy is 36.790. Yep. And you will see that Mulvane does have a lower one, but they are not in Sedgwick County here. I guess they split in Sedgwick County. They would be about the, no, they're not the lowest, I'm sorry. Yeah, I said Viola, yeah, it's 21.
Yeah.
Goddard would be about our next closest. It should be noted though that Goddard has seen, after they published the 2026 budget, over the past 3 years, they have had a 8 mil increase in their tax levy. The 26 budget will include a 2 mil tax increase. So they have a lot of growth going on out there. I think they were stagnant for a while. They kept their mill levy flat for a long time, and now they're just playing catch up. I would note also that Bel Air, our neighbor over here, they have made a proposal in their 26 budget to lower their mill levy by 1 mil. And I think that is a perfect example of a growing city and the importance of a growing city. The reason they were able to do that is because of their managed growth that they have had. It's been fairly rapid, and last year, their assessed valuation increased 15%. So with a more diverse tax base from that managed growth, they are able to lower their mill because of that diversity in their tax base. So they are a perfect example of why small cities need to continue to grow to protect themselves, and ultimately, our goal is to lower our mill levy. And when you have good growth and your assessed valuation continues to go up, you can eventually lower your mill levy. So, just two good examples from different sides of the county of how it does affect you. So,
Anything else?
that's all I have.
Next item on the agenda is executive session. Is there somebody to read the thing?
Yeah. All right, Madam Mayor, I move we go into executive session. The subject to be discussed during the executive session is attorney-client privilege. The justification for closing the meeting is the discussion relating to attorney-client privilege matters, and the time and place with the open meeting shall resume is 7:36.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Todd, second by Karen. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries 4-0. We're in executive session.
Hey.
As we return to the regular meeting, I want to remind everyone that pursuant to Kansas open meeting statutes, no binding action was taken by the city council on executive session. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second. I have a motion by Karen, second by Kendra. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carries 4-0. We are adjourned.